Heinen, Chief Operating Officer for the University of St. Mary of the Lake. We are a higher education school of theology, Pontifical College, one of 3 in the entire world. Also a very large learning center. We're a 1,100 acre campus with a lake that's about 200 acres, 5 bridges, and a Class 2 dam. Cardinal Supich says he's the only bishop in the entire world that has a wastewater treatment plant, 5 bridges, and a dam. So this lake is 200 acres. It was known as Mud Lake at the time before it was dammed up when the seminary was constructed back. What you're seeing in the image here is actually out by the Belvedere. Part of the 2 piers that you see coming out with open arms comes from Versailles. Cardinal Munderlein, during his education before he came to the U.S., spent a lot of time in Italy and Versailles and saw these things and brought some of the design and the marble to our campus. So with the 1,100 acres, there's 19 buildings. We are a neo-Georgian style. As we go forward, there are water distribution systems, clay systems for moving water underneath all the roads and sidewalks in places, and unfortunately a lot of that has deteriorated. So with that said, it's starting to bring to us, and I've been here since 2016, this concept of what's going on with the water, where's the water going? So back in 16, the lake was really in disrepair. It's not that we had been not taking care of it, but we had not been taking care of it. It was open for fishing and a lot of activity as we go forward. So we reeled that back in, worked with the Department of Health and the water specialty team there to help bring it back. All the lagoons on campus are used as these micro learning labs. So we have an overabundance of Asian carp, which has really harvested a lot of the greenery at the bottom of the lake that would generate the oxygen. So oxygen is a challenge in lakes prior, has really started to cause issues into 16, 17, 18. And then this large evacuation of the Asian carp began. So the Department of Health comes in, water management, and they will shock the water and harvest out the Asian carp. And all the Asian carp then come back and they fill up the back end of a pickup truck or a dump truck with these. We bury them, they go back into the circle of life. Unfortunately, we can't get anybody who wants to buy them to eat them as an entree as you go forward. So there's a lot of them though, but over 6,000 pounds have been removed from the lake since this began. And the good news, as Jerry from the Department of Health shared with me, is that we can't find any young Asian carp in the water. It's all these older fish. So that's a good thing because from wherever they're coming from, what is happening in the water right now is really helping, take them out of the water.
2 questions. How deep is your lake?
So the lake and the shallowest portion of it, which is right by the boathouse, is about 15. It goes to 30 at the deep end down by the dam.
Okay. So between 15 and 30 feet.
Yes, 200 acres, 200 acre lake.
Okay.
Spring fed, which keeps it going, natural resource coming in. And then we have inlet from Loch Lomond, which is part of the water grant that we've been working with, the pilot. And then we also get water coming down from the Pine Meadow Golf Course, which we own and is managed by the Gemsex for us.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so it does a few things. And because we have our own wastewater treatment plant on half of the campus, the EPA is very involved in how we treat that and what the water quality is like when the
discharge.
The discharge is released to go forward. So there's lots of eyes on this. The rector and cardinal are fully supportive of what's taking place. We have a huge effort on shoreline restoration because we've lost so much of it. When the bridges were built, the water level was taken down so they could redo the bridges. But then the water was taken up above the riprap, so the lake got larger and we lost all this infrastructure above the riprap. So unfortunately, we can't go back down because the dam is built above it now. And our seminarians, when they come back each August, about 140 guys and 25, 30 priests are out there, and we're dropping in 6, 7, 8 tons of rock along the shoreline on 1 day of service for this project. So that's 3 years in the running now. We keep working ourselves around the lake with the high impact areas where there's a lot of erosion.
Nice. So tell me, why did this lake choose to participate in the 2025 Lake Lover pilot?
Outstanding question. I think that in the spirit of continuous improvement, the desire was to be part of this, to share what we had already been doing, and then take the testing to a whole nother level. So I think that will help us and the seminarians understand what's taking place. Example, right?
Yeah.
The shoreline erosion that's happening. One, you see the trees falling and the lake gets larger and larger as we go forward, but understanding that because of all that erosion, all this phosphorus is being released into the water.
Yeah.
Okay? So as we put the shoreline restoration in place, we're slowing that down. But that was one of the consequences that we really didn't understand until we started to get into the testing of what was happening.
Right.
We have a very large bridge that was just rebuilt. It's 3 stories in height. And through that process, we were able to go ahead and create a silt pond on the inlet that was coming down from Loch Lomond to keep all that residue there, with basically an underwater road that's about 6 feet deep and 15 feet wide that goes across the whole stretch of the lagoon. And we're seeing, very clear water coming out on the other side now. So we're not seeing as much residue. The depth is being maintained. It's not getting shallower in that area anymore. And then every 3 to 5 years, we'll see how it, rolls through.
Yeah.
We will go ahead and dredge the silt pond out again, which is a whole other process because you're working with the Department of Army Corps of Engineers when you start to do that.
Yeah, because your water doesn't stay here; it passes through, right?
Yeah, it goes from us and it goes down from here down towards Butler Lake, and then from Butler Lake it feeds through other tributary points and goes into the Des Plaines River.
Yes.
Once it's out of here.
Yeah, Butler is right behind Libertyville High School in Libertyville, so the adjacent town, and then turns into Bull Creek, and right at the south end of the dog park, the Forest Preserve Dog Park, you can see Bull Creek joining in with the Des Plaines River. So a whole connected watershed here. So Jim, thank you for your time today.
You're so welcome, Becky. It's
and
great to be
we're
with you
thrilled
today.
to have you as part of the pilot, and we're excited to share your story at our upcoming event.
Very good.